Hello, my name is Dana Garcia, and this is my assignment for graphics, summer 2024, and I'll be doing a kitchen pantry with glass doors and shelving system. So first, we go to REVIT, and what I will do is open the families. I will open a new family and then choose English and go ahead and choose metric casework. So once in the family, we can see that we have the reference level and the front level. But to start doing the framework, what I would do is start making the new reference planes and decide what thickness I want to do. So for that, we go to create similar and then choose to pick a line. And for this frame, I'll do 20 millimeters and set up the new reference planes, always to the inside. So after I've done all of this, I'll check and then I'll dimension it so that I can make the framework parametric. So for that, you always choose the main dimension and never use the dimension that you just created. So that when we flex our family, the frame itself can move with the change of dimensions of the width and length for the family. So because I want to do these dimensions parametric, what I do is here on the labels, I choose new parameter and I type the name of the parameter that I want to make this dimension. So for this one, I've chosen frame thickness. And so I go ahead and select all the dimensions I've done and set up these parameters accordingly. So now we're doing the extrusion for the actual framework, and for that I'll go ahead and pick lines as well, because by doing this it locks into the working plane. And also I'll go ahead and choose the lines from the interior so that it creates the whole rectangular or square structure. I chose to do minus 600 millimeters because so that the framework could align with the depth of the original planeworks. So now, as you can see, I've locked the back to the back plane, and then now that I can flex it, all the parameters and the framework itself, it's going to move within those working planes. So there you could see how the family is looking, and now I'm gonna go ahead and work on the backboard. I'm gonna choose to do extrusion as well, and I have to go to the back elevation. And for this, I'll also type in the thickness of 20 because I think I will use the same material as the frame. And choose pick lines again, lock them, and trim them. So to check that the thickness is good, you just go to the reference level, and there you can check and see that the thickness fits within the frame. Now I'm going to do the shelving system. So I'm going to do 2 shelves and I'm going to do the same steps. So create similar and add 2 reference planes. For that, I'll choose and I'll do 300 millimeters so that it's equally divided within the 9 millimeter height. And after that, I'll dimension them because I want these shelves to be fixed so that when I'm flexing the family, the shelves can be equally divided with whichever height the person uses. You can see that if I flex it and I put 1,000 there, you can see how the dimensions of the shelves moves accordingly. So if I draw the shelves, they're gonna be equally divided and we'll have space for everything. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do the shelves, and I've also named every reference plane, and for that I'll go to reference level and align it with the reference plane of shelf 1 and shelf 2. So once again, I go pick lines and then lock and then make my shelves. I'll choose a shelf thickness of 20 millimeters, but for that I'll do the extrusion end to be -10 and extrusion start to be 10, so that the shelf location sits in the center of the reference plane of shelf 1 and shelf 2, and there's equally space for the shelving. So I select the lines, and then for the front I make sure to locate the line of the front with the doors, because the doors are going to be pointing outwards. So I have to make sure that the shelving goes all the way aligned with the framework of the family. So now I will flex this family and check that the shelving extends and moves with the framework. And yeah, it does. So here you can see how far it's looking, and now I'll go ahead and I've done the shelving number 2 with the same steps of the first one. And now I'll do the doors, and for that I have to create a reference plane of 5 millimeters, just because the doors are going to be sitting and with hardware, so we need to create that hardware space of 5 millimeters before drawing the doors. And because I want it to be fixed, I have to dimension these reference plane and leave it like that, don't make it parametric. I also need to create a name for this reference plane, which I have chosen to be door panel, so that I can go to this front elevation and then choose the reference plane door panel and then start making the extrusion of my doors. So then I go ahead with the same steps, choosing the width and the reference planes, and I've done both doors. So now I won't create or put any material, but I do need to see glass inside the doors, because I want to make this family cabinet pantry with glass doors. And for that, I've created a new reference plane and I've named it glass panel. And this is also going to be fixed, so I have to dimension it. But for now, I've placed it in the center of both doors. So for that, I have to create new reference planes in order to create the frame of the door first before the glass panel. But after that, I have to just edit the door panel and create a square inside this door panel, so that afterwards I can place my glass panel. So here you can see how I am editing the door extrusion and then locking it within the new working planes that I've chosen to be the parametric frame of the door. And I've named this parameter door frame just in case users want to make it thicker or thinner and make the glass panel bigger or smaller. So now I've already placed the extrusion of the glass panels, but I want the glass material to be fixed. So only for this case, I will make the glass panel fixed, and I'll do it from this family. I'll go into the materials and choose glass. So there I've chosen glass with low E coating, and then you can see that this will mean that once you go to the project, the glass is going to be fixed material. But here I am creating a new parameter for all the other materials of the framework, so that the users, if you insert this family into any of your projects, from the project you can change the material of the family, so you don't have to create new families in order to change this. You just go ahead in your project and change the material, and then duplicate it and change the material how many times do you want to do it. So I've created the parameters, and I've put frame material, panel material, yeah, and shelving material as well. So now I will flex it, and for that I will just create a new family, and then change the measurements like width, height, and change it accordingly to the project that you're working for, so that people can also change their families or even just insert these families into their projects. Here I've created 60 by 90 by 1000, as well as 80 by 90 by 120 millimeters. So yeah, that's how you change the materials. You can change them on your own project, but the glass will remain as a default material for this family, and that's how the family would look. So thank you, Professor, and this is my shelving unit with glass panels in the doors. Thank you.